In this part of our Scoreboard app project, we are going to create the section on the screen that displays the team name for Team 3 and the current value for Team 3, as well as the add and subtract buttons so that we can increase and decrease the score for Team 3. So let's go ahead and jump into our code. Close up the app preview screen. And in our code, we want to be behind line 87, right behind those closing parentheses behind padding, which is giving us a little bit more space on the screen so that, again, our Team 2 buttons aren't squished right up against the Team 2 name. If your line numbers are a little bit different, that is totally okay. You just want to be behind that period padding modifier that we added to give us that extra space. So look for that on your screen, get behind that closing parentheses, and let's tap return twice to give us a little extra space here for this next section of code. Let's add a comment on the screen. So type in 2 backslashes for our comment. And this section of the code is going to be for the score for Team 3. Go ahead and tap return at the end of the line. And again, we could retype all that code just like we did for team number 1. But like we did with team number 2, let's be a lot smarter and reuse our code. So scroll on up in our app. We're looking for the comment that tells us we're starting the code for tracking the score for team number 1. I see that in line 21. So go ahead and tap in front of line 22, and we're going to select this code. So grab those select handles and start dragging that handle down. You might have to stop and scroll the screen up a little bit more and then drag the handle down. Again, we want to get to the end of our Team 1 score code. So that's going to be about line 53. We're going to drag that select handle right behind our padding code. We don't want to select our comment for Team 2 score. We want to stay above that. All right, once you have that code selected, go ahead and tap on the screen and tap on copy in that little menu to copy this code. Then scroll all the way down again to line 90, right underneath your comment for this section. Go ahead and tap on the screen on line 90 and then tap on paste in that little menu to paste in our code for team number 3. Let's tap on our app preview and see what that did. Well, we've got team 1 showing up on our app screen twice. That makes sense because we just copied the code for team 1 again and added it at the end of our code app. So that's why we've got team 1 again. And if I tap on those buttons at the bottom, again, it's affecting the bottom score and team 1 score at the top. So let's do some editing and some debugging, and let's fix this code up to work for team number 3. Go ahead and close your app preview screen, and let's start with line number 90. I see here that we are going to have text on the screen that says team 1. We want that to say team 3, so replace that 1 with a 3. And then next to that text that says team 3, we're going to have a few spaces and an equal sign, and then we'll have the current value of team 1 showing. We don't want that. We want this to be team 3 score. So let's change this variable. Tap on team 1 score and let's start typing team 3 score. That'll pop up for us. We can select that variable team 3 score and tap return. Now we're going to have the current value of the variable team 3 score show up on the screen. All right, let's check out our app preview. Now if I tap the add or the subtract button, good. It's no longer affecting team 3 score down there on the bottom. Perfect. It is still affecting team 1 score, so we have to fix that. Let's go ahead and close our app preview and let's keep going. We've got some code to make that team 3 and the current score larger and bold. Perfect. Then we have a horizontal stack that is going to hold our add and subtract button so that they are side by side. We have a button that has an action assigned to it to increment the score for team number 1. Well, we don't want to increment team 1's score down here. Again, team 1 won't be happy about that. So in line 96, let's change our comment. Instead of incrementing the score for team 1, let's make that team 3. And in line 97, again, we need to switch our variables out here. So tap on team 1 score on the left side, and let's start typing team 3 score. When you see that variable pop up on the code list, you can tap on it to select it, and then tap return to replace that. On the right side of the equal sign, we're going to set the new current value of team 3 score. We're going to assign the new value to be team 3 score. So let's replace again that variable. Start typing team 3 score. When you see that pop up on the code snippet, go ahead and select it and tap return. Again, we're going to add 1 to increase the score. Our label for our button is also going to have an image, just like the other teams do. It's going to have that same SF fonts symbol image with the system name plus .circle.fill. That's in quotation marks because it's the image name. Perfect, awesome. And on our button, we're going to have some text that says add. That all looks great to me. Let's keep going. Next up, we're going to have modifiers to format our button. So we do want to have button style, and we want the bordered prominent style here. I see that I'm getting an error message from Swift. So let me go ahead and tap behind line 104. If you're also having this issue, then you can do what I'm going to do. If you're not getting an error message, then just pause for a second. All right, I'm going to tap behind line 104, and I'm going to start deleting this just to see if I can resolve this issue. So I'm going to delete line 104. All right, awesome. So my error message went away. I'm going to tap return, and I'm going to start typing period button. I'm looking for the button style modifier, so I'm going to tap on that and tap return. And now I'm going to replace button style with that bordered prominent style. So let's make sure that's selected and tap period, and then start typing in bordered prominent, camel case all together, lowercase b, capital P, and that fixed the error. All right, let me check out the app preview, see what we've got happening. Team 3 score, when I tap on add, awesome, look at that. Now it is adding points just to team 3 score. When I subtract though, I still need to debug this. It is taking points away from team number 1. Again, team 1 won't be happy. We also need to change the color of our buttons. So let's close the app preview and let's keep editing our code here. All right, in line 105 and 106, I see the button color again is going to be red. So let's tap on red. We're going to keep that period, that modifier. Let's replace red with blue. So go ahead and tap on red and type blue. When you see that code pop up, tap on return so that we can change that parameter in there to have the blue color we want. All right, then if we keep going through our code here, we have our subtract button. We've got a button with an action. Our action is going to be to decrease the score. But in line 110, we don't want to decrease team 1 score. So let's tap on that variable, team 1 score, and start typing team 3 score. When you see that pop up in the code snippets, go ahead and select it and tap return. On the right side of the equals, again, we want to replace team 1 score with the correct variable. So let's start typing in team 3 score. When you see that pop up on the code snippet, select it and tap return. Awesome. So when we tap our button, it will decrease our score by taking the Team 3 score variable and assigning the current value of Team 3 score variable and subtracting 1. And that'll give us a new value for the Team 3 score variable. We're still going to have the image icon called minus.circle.fill. And since that's the image name, it's in quotation marks. Perfect. And we'll have some text on our button that says subtract. Awesome. Let's tap the app preview, see what's going on. Hey, we have a blue button for team number 3. That looks awesome. When we tap it, it is adding points. And when we tap the subtract button, it is now taking points away just from team number 3. That is perfect. But we want that subtract button to match the color of the add button. So let's keep debugging. Close up your app preview. And let's keep going in our code here. All right. Line 115, let's take a look at these modifiers that are formatting our button. We've got that same button style called bordered prominent. Awesome, it's going to match all our other buttons. And then our button color right now is set in line 118 to be red. So tap on that. We're going to keep the period there, but we are going to type blue. When we see that pop up, go ahead and tap on blue so that we can change that modifier parameter to be blue instead of red. Let's tap return for that. And now we've got our extra space and our padding after the button. That looks great. Let's tap on the app preview and take a look at our Scoreboard app now. All right, awesome. Now we have 2 blue buttons. When we tap the add button, it adds. When we tap the subtract button, it subtracts. Team 2, subtract button works, add button works. Same thing for Team 1. Awesome. All of our buttons are working. We've got different colors for each team. That looks awesome, and it's almost exactly what we want. And we did all of that by being smart and reusing our code from the Team 1 section to create the Team 2 section and the Team 3 section, and then just do a little bit of editing and debugging to get it all working perfectly. In the next part of our Scoreboard app, we will wrap up with some final formatting to move that app name a little bit higher on the screen, maybe change the color, and give us a little bit more space so that it doesn't sit right on top of Team 1.